Alright, welcome back to Northern Lights Zoo, my sandbox build here in Planet Zoo for the Europe DLC. Today we're gonna get away from this section here, which is just about finished up, and actually gonna do something that I've wanted to do, and I'm gonna get rid of this. I hate the transport ride. It goes away. Goes away completely, and we're going to put something actually fun here, which is going to be our adventure pavilion. Yeah, adventure castle, whatever. It's going to go right in here. It's going to be a rather large building, and it's going to have a couple of indoor exhibits, which is going to be quite fun. So we'll get a few different animals in here that you wouldn't expect to see in a cold weather zoo. I'm thinking at least the Nile monitors. And probably the fennec foxes. Let's see. Yeah, like that. I'm gonna use our rustic pieces. Probably gonna redo the pathing through here, just because, yeah, we're gonna redo the pathing. Got this. It's gonna be a rather large building. Kind of like that. And I did flatten out a large chunk of land here to make this work. I'm gonna try to stay within the constraints of that. That way I don't have to do too much terraforming. So this is going to be a little bit longer build today. I'm going to try to get the entirety of the this pavilion done in the one video here, because I do want to move on to some of the other sections. I want to get into the Asian section at some point here, which I think will be really fun. We'll get our Siberian tigers and our snow leopards in. And if you can hear that in the background, that is my cat digging around in her litter box. Alright, so that will work. That's nice and large. Have our little walkway leading up to it. And then to make the pathing work in this, I'm actually going to take out quite a bit of what we already have here. And I'm going to get the grid from the building that we're actually working on. And we're going to go over here with that. And then from here, I'm going to meander the path through the building. Like this, make it a little bit more organic. And we'll take it through right here. Like that. Now let's see, what do we want to have? I think over in here, we're going to put our staff facilities just to get them out of the way. Even though this is Sandbox, I like every exhibit building to have its own staff area. That works well. Let's get our staff paths in here. I'm using aligned grid, or angles, not aligned grid, but angle snap to just line this up nicely with the building. let's see, do I want to go all the way around? No, I don't think so. I think we'll go like that. And then like this. I do want there to be backstage access to quite a bit of this, but not all of it, maybe. It will come like this. Alright, that works well. So now we have places for different habitats in here, in here. I want to also try to get the dwarf caiman in here. I think that will be a nice animal to have in this type of exhibit hall. So I'm going to smooth out these path connections a little bit. That looks pretty good. And I think this spot right in here will work well for the caiman. So this is gonna be underwater viewing. So I'm gonna start with the glass here. I'm gonna get it as close to the path as I possibly can. It will, okay, right there. And then I'm gonna curve it. Curve the barrier around the path here as much as possible. This is going to take a little bit of finagling to get this to work just right. And we'll work with that oddness right there and just make that a feature rather than a issue. That, okay, Y. There. And then again, using angle snap to make these nice straight lines. I do want this to be fairly large. Come on. There we go. All right. So that works quite well. And we do have to have a habitat gate. We're going to put that right there. Then to make the little swimming, or the actual pool, we're going to come off of here and go like this. Now, I think I could fill this with water. Pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. Decent amount of swimming area for them. But I want to bring this land up just to cover this because I want... Well, for one is I want the caimans to be able to get up into their pool, but I also want them to have some land area as well. So we'll bring that way. Bring that way. I think that will be sufficient. Smooth this extensively here. We have to get all of our terrain modifications done before we put the water back in. And then one more thing we want to do before we do anything else is select this extra barrier right here that's just to contain the water. And we want to turn off habitat perimeter. That way when the caiman cross over that, the game doesn't freak out and think that they've escaped, which gets really annoying really fast. I think there we are. That looks good. I think it's going to be... I want to deepen some of these areas here. We'll pull that down. Give them some deeper pools in here. Alright, that'll work. And that's enough swimming area for them. I'm just gonna ignore that and pretend that didn't do that. Let's now get the caiman in here. Ooh, we have a gold-rated one. How many can we have? 1 to 1 to 2? Really? Show me a zoo anywhere that houses crocodilians like this, especially small ones, in single pairs. Okay. Well, screw that. We're gonna put, like, all of them in here. Because I have welfare turned off anyways. Why is it saying no path? Oh. That's why. I didn't finish connecting the path. That'll do it. There we go. And we'll connect it on the other side there too. Actually connect. There we go. Now we're connected. Now we can send our little guys in here. Why? Why are you doing this to me, Planet Zoo? Okay, there we go. We'll get rid of those guides because we don't need them anymore. So there is our caiman. Obviously, we'll theme it up and decorate it up quite nicely here. So what else can we get in here? Let's look at the Zoopedia really quick and go through what we have. Only going to use non-modded animals because I do want to put this on the workshop eventually. Let's see here. What do we have that would fit in here? I know I want to do the fennec fox. Pangolin, that could work. What else do we have? Meerkats. We can have meerkats in here. Alright, we're going to have meerkats in here. So we're going to do our Nile monitor, fennec fox, and meerkat. In addition to our little caimans. Now, can they get up this slope? Actually, yeah, they can. Cool. Turn our blueprints off. And then we're just going to come in here and cover up some of the little bit of ugliness that's in some spots here. Gonna make our faux rock wall. And this will do really nicely to hide any yuckiness with the barrier or the way the water plays that we don't like. Alright, just like this. Cover up the door a little bit. And we're just gonna hide that little spot right there. Make sure I have random rotation turned on. And this little weirdness with the barrier, we'll try to make that an actual feature. Kind of like that, that works. Oh, we could also get our capuchin monkeys in here if we wanted to do monkeys. Which I think would actually be a good addition. I'm trying to think of small, kind of tropical or deserty type animals that would fit well in an indoor exhibit. So kind of like that. I want to hide the weirdness that the terrain did there next to the pathing. This is probably a little bit small for the in-game requirements for the animals, but it's quite realistic to what you would see in a real-world zoo. Pick this up. I'm just using these mulch pieces here. Gonna get rid of the taiga soil texture, which is just a little bit too light, since we can't swap out different terrain paints for different biomes yet. Hopefully that will be a thing. Really, really hoping that'll be a thing coming in the next update. Like, that would just be wonderful to be able to do that. Because I want these guys to be kind of tropical. Not like that. Make sure that I have made it so that they can't get up in there. They can still get up there. Perfect. Yep. And we'll get this planted up nicely. We're going to filter this by South America and tropical. Since this is an indoor building, there's no reason we wouldn't have tropical planting in here. My favorite tamarind tree. A couple of those. Our water hyacinth, we'll get this in. Make sure we have random rotation turned on. It looks like they fixed the bug where these guys were walking on top of this stuff, which is good. Get loads of that in. The best tropical ground cover ever, the Scalova bush. That is what that is, yeah, Scalova. I think that's how that's pronounced. which we can use to hide a little bit of the weirdness with the mulch. So what I did is I turned on align to surface, and now I'm using it. Now I'm sinking it into the ground just a little bit. So that works like that. Turn align to surface off. A little cordyline in here for some color. Our mangrove trees. Alright, that looks pretty good. I want to raise this wall just a little bit. Turn off random rotation for these ones. I don't know why. It just doesn't work with these longer flat pieces for some reason. If I'm not using random rotation, then I want to manually rotate the pieces every now and then so that we break up any kind of tiling or the repetitiveness a little bit. Oh, that looks quite nice. What am I going for? Here we go. Want our fake trees here. Alright, so there's our caiman habitat. Let's see, what else do we want to get in here? I think our Nile monitors are going to go over here. They do need quite a bit of space. Their in-game requirements are a little bit on the ridiculous side, actually. We'll get our barriers in here. We're going to use the glass barrier again. That kind of... curve it along the path a little bit. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect or jammed up against it. Wonder... Actually, do I want to custom build some of this? I'll go with it like this for now. And then the whole back wall can just be null barrier. Because again, Nile monitors require a ridiculous amount of space. For the size of animal that they are, at least. Let's get them in here. Yeah, they require like 300 square meters per animal. It's ridiculous. And they have a really small population, too. We're gonna put 4 of them in there. And these guys need swimming. So we will give them some swimming. That to be a little bit deeper. If possible. Yeah, so that's annoying. Okay. Good. But that's not working the way I want it to. Option B is we do some underwater viewing. So we'll go like that. Now we'll add some water. Yeah, that'll work. They don't need a ton. So again, we want to select this barrier. Set it to not habitat perimeter. And then let's see if it'll, yes, it will let me do this mostly, kind of. I'm just gonna lower this. Oh, why? But you let me do it on the one, so that one will work. That one won't. Okay. Would love to see an improvement to the water mechanics. Okay, so those pieces didn't work, but those ones did. Okay, that'll work. It'll mostly work. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it's close enough, I think. Then we're gonna raise up the rest of the habitat. So that it's about the same level. I like to kind of get the animals up to the eye level with the people anyways. Is this too big? I was worried about it being too small, but I think this is actually way, way too big. Yeah, this is ridiculously huge. I guess it works. Alright, it works. Turn our random rotation back on. We'll just make that a feature. Because why not? And finish this area right here. Again, want the guests to be able to get up right up close and personal with these guys. Not that I'm actually letting guests in the zoo at the moment. Don't want to block off their ability to get up. Paint this mostly with sand. And pretty much entirely with sand. So we can mostly use that. Fix the barriers here. There we go. And can we use the pool? They can. They can use the pool. Excellent. Okay, this is ridiculously big for a reason, just because I'm going to have a fake rock wall here, which is going to take up some of the habitat space. And whenever you're doing a building like this, it always helps to do the interior first before putting any sort of roofing on it. It's very, very difficult to build in a building where you've already put on a roof and everything, because the camera tools just don't work well with that. Alright, that looks pretty good. I actually want to raise up this barrier pretty high. Oh, come on, really? Disrupts water placement? But I'm raising it. That's fun. Okay, that'll let me raise it. Oh, so I get to do this manually. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Make sure you use your snapping tool, your height snap, make sure everything's even. Oh, come on. That's the part that doesn't want to work. Okay. Alright, we can have it like that. I mean, that's decently high anyways. Annoying though. Very, very annoying. Everybody complains about the paths in this game. It's the barriers and the water that's the real pain. So let's see if I like this here. Do you want this to be kind of cave-like? Turn random rotation back on, that would help. Alright, that works pretty well. You can come in, you can see the monitors swimming. Give these guys some enrichment. What else can they use? Oh, they can use the bark pad. Nice. Ice ball. That'll be fun. And a bracelet sack. That over there. Yeah, I guess that barrier's tall enough. Are you stuck? You are stuck. Are you still stuck? You are not stuck anymore. Okay. And let's give the Cayman some enrichment. Alright, there we go. That should encourage them to move around a little more. They look really good. Let's get the monitor habitat planted. And then for this, we're going to go desert, grassland, aquatic, and Africa. What do we have? Yeah, a couple of these little coconut palms in here. What are their actual requirements? Tropical. Okay. Ah. Ooh, the drin grass. We can use the drin grass in this habitat. So we're going to use a lot of the drin grass because Oh, that's right. It doesn't count toward anything right now. Let's leave it that way. This is a feature, not a bug. We're gonna get loads of this in here. With these little palms. Ooh, these are nice. Fever tree, I think that's gonna be too big. Yeah, it's gonna be way too big. Hawthorn. My perennial favorite grass stand-in. Tree ferns. And let's see. I think that's gonna be sufficient, so that looks really nice. Plant it up. Yeah, so that's looking quite nice here. I think I'm actually going to make this into a two-part build. We're already hitting almost 45 minutes here of just watching me build and listening to me talk. My throat's getting a little scratchy, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this right here. Next time we will come back in, finish up with the fennec foxes, the meerkats, and the capuchins, as well as getting in our exhibit animals, which need to go in here. And then wrap up this little adventure pavilion exhibit hall type indoor building here. That's going to be a nice little fit, get some different species into the zoo. So if you have enjoyed this one, please leave a like, comment down below if you have any ideas or like what you see. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.